Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Yes.
Let us learn more about Sayori's sadness together. And this has been a big discussion about depression, and we're gonna sort of move through this. But again, we both know sort of what the experience of depression is, and it is different for every single person.
Yes.
And so we feel you,
yes,
kiddo. Like, yes. And now you came here, and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders.
Wait a second.
Oh my god. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. We shook her earlier, remember?
Yeah, but did we let go of her after we shook her? I grab her and shake her, so it was grab her, shake her, and let go.
I guess, yeah. So I understand, like, in a lot of stories, they don't necessarily will write out every single thing, but sometimes it gets a little frustrating, especially in regards to where you're going with the visual novel perspective, going, okay, so some of this is on screen, but not everything is, so it's like,
Also, I grab them, and then I grab them. Did we let go at some point?
Right?
You know.
This time, I pull her into a tight embrace.
Squish.
Oh my
God. Splat. The lights go out completely.
Yes.
Poof.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm the bitch here, okay? You cannot take that title from me. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. Alright? If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. Because suddenly, this isn't actually about us dating, so I feel infinitely better. Like, apparently I'm being more communicative because this isn't about dating. And I just don't want to date anybody that's really annoying. Especially like you, Sayori. It's just weird. Okay? It's just weird. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Splat?
Sayori isn't hugging me back.
She's just hanging there.
Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
Okay, sobbing. Not
Sobbing.
crying, just sobbing. Oh God, No! Don't do this to me. Please. Don't do this. Splat.
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. It is messy. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too.
Okay, so why did they go black for this? Like, what is the idea here?
I've got my eyeballs slammed into your shoulder and going...
Sayori sobbing into your shoulder.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I was just like, suddenly the power goes out. Is that just... Okay, I'm just going to say that feels like a lazy choice for we don't want to illustrate it because we don't know what it should look like.
Well, and also sometimes you put it dark because you're having an intimate moment. And it
Do
might
you?
be... Like, I would say, like, that's how I could see that.
Was
like,
the downstairs an intimate moment?
Work with me.
We've only had 2 dark points, so they're trying to teach us what they're using it for.
Maybe, or again, you can use them for multiple things. And I get you want to have one expression equals one thing, but it doesn't always work like that.
Well, no, I can get a range of things from it.
Right.
But, like, the whole blackness thing is like, I grab you, and suddenly everything goes black. And I'm like, you could even just, like, empty the room. I don't know if the blackness is just supposed to add more atmosphere and quietude to it. Anyway, I'm trying to figure it out, but the blackness is just getting me going, what's it for?
That's also the other thing, too, is that sometimes what people will write, like, it's that thing about, like, sometimes you have a cultural background or a subcultural background, or even just a private, personal culture of this is what family does to comfort each other, and you were always raised going that you need to have a certain experience for this to mean this when you read this book. Even if it's, like, I learned it this way, or I learned it another way. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, this is one of the things where it's really fun to listen to other people talk about their experiences and other people going, I didn't get that at all. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. I have loved the couple of comments that we've had just about how people have interpreted the different poetry and experiences and stuff different, than we have.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of cool.
That's been great.
It's been really good.
And you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change.
Because I can fix chemical imbalances.
I'll make those feelings go away. Yeah, this is completely
by being a better bitch.
Which is something that's very interesting, because I wonder if this brought forward, like, the idea of, like, depression to a fair amount of people. Because, again, so Doki Doki Literature Club, as far as I understand, was one of those underground cult hits where people were like, whoa! It sort of came out of nowhere and sort of blew away a tiny corner of the internet, you know? And I'm just like, people going, no, but this thing, I've never heard this before, you know? And
well,
I don't
that's
know.
going to be kind of the ones that I was going to say is, like, if this is the subversive thing of, there's a lot of anime characters that act profoundly depressed.
Yeah.
And it's never mentioned, and it's never labeled, it's never called out.
Nope.
And it's never asserted to be that thing. I mean, even One Punch Man is a profound portrait of depression.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
it's never called depression.
Nope, not even once.
And so that's pretty cool.
And it's mostly seen as either funny or somewhat charming, or just kind of like he can't do it. Quirky. You know?
But in this case, I'm just like, I don't feel like Splat is responding well. On the other hand, the male protags often respond poorly for a healthy relationship model in the fictional experiences.
I was also going to say, based off the fact that this is an Otome game, you're especially going to have, unfortunately to me, the thing of going, but I'm supposed to solve this with romance. Love solves everything. Again, I'll make those feelings go away. I'll make you happy. And they just somehow magically, in a lot of animes, just do that, which has been a criticism actually between my friend and myself, where we've been watching like animes that we watched when we were younger and going, oh my God.
Especially romance ones.
Yeah, especially either like romance-based ones, which I actually watched very little of. But
or
even
a little
like
bit of slice of life.
Yeah, or just slice of life stuff, and just going, I recognize now how much of it really is like, you can't just make shit go away. Now, again, that's a wish fulfillment thing, and I'm not going to say that media doesn't, like, basically deserve to exist, because who am I to say it, whether it does or doesn't? That's not the point. It's just for me to choose how to interact with it,
It's also sort of a representation thing. If every single time you show romance and someone who's depressed, and the depression goes away as soon as the romance is resolved, or started, if you will, there's this experience of going that if that is the only representation, then you suggest that is the only
response,
the only possibility. Even, sure, it's fictionalized, it doesn't always work just like that, but that's nonetheless how it works.
Well,
and if you don't have experiences where people go, yeah, here's the romance arc, but there's other options, other possibilities, such as, yeah, I didn't get happy. Even if you add happiness to my life and I'm happy with you, it doesn't fix my chemical depression. It doesn't fix that I live at home and I'm in a depressing situation. It doesn't fix whatever else is going on.
Yeah, it doesn't fix, religious abuse or parental abuse or neglect
or PTSD or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I haven't seen any other representations where a character just says, I'm depressed. However, framing it as a romance game, and also Splat has been massively dismissive of other people's experiences, this fits, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it does. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. Okay? I'll get mad if you don't.
I'm going to fix those sad feelings. I'll do anything you need me to do. But if you don't tell me what that thing is, I'll get pissed at you. Oh, that is a narrative I have heard so many times.
Yeah.
Like, I am here to help you. I will absolutely help you at all costs, no matter what. But if what I'm doing isn't helping you, and you can't tell me what to do that will fix it, then I'm going to get angry at you and punish you.
Yes.
Like, it creates an abusive narrative trying to fix your sadness.
This is really not going to go well at all. Like,
Whoa. I don't know.
That's so much fucking pressure to put on somebody's pressure. Like,
I don't know.
Gently, Sayori puts her arms around me in return.
Finally.
God.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Splat.
Yeah, because you probably have clinical depression, my dear.
And
my dude.
If you haven't had anyone actually engage with it, like if basically you've been like many of the young people in this generation that had to use the internet to find out a lot of maybe why they were sad. And it's sort of not really like I'm researching on the internet so much as you'll just run into it sometimes and be like, holy shit, that sounds like me.
You know what that actually reminds me of? That reminds me of one of your young relatives where they actually specifically bought themselves a weighted blanket to deal with their own anxiety on their own. And I went, oh my God, no one is engaging with just goddamn how upset this child is.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. Like, the only thing they asked for Christmas a year ago was a weighted blanket, and finally I got a chance to talk to them at one point and ask them about it, and they were just really, like, when they were really upset, and I was just like, you have family, you're around, right? And you're just like, what's going on? And they're like, I bought this blanket because I've been so anxious, or I asked for it. I got this blanket because I've been so anxious and so upset. And everyone says it helps, and it's not helping.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I am so sorry.
Yeah. The only time...
The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary, too.
Oh, poor baby. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well.
I choose to release her.
It's okay. I do it, too. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? God, this is so much pressure to put on someone.
Okay, so I was going to say, this is
God.
something I've seen a lot too, and there really is this interesting experience. And there was almost like an experience of it in like in a different way in like our Yaoi Beast Boys playthrough.
Right.
And an experience of going, now that you've told me your feelings, we're going to resolve this immediately right now.
Oh, God, yeah.
And even if it's I'm not sure what to do with it. Okay. Now that you know you're not sure what to do with it, and we know what the feelings are, we're going to resolve this immediately, right now. And there is a level of, when I've even talked to people in my life occasionally about being depressed, or when I've engaged with friends and stuff, especially when I've talked to female friends, friends that are girls. I'm not trying to say because girlfriend, I wasn't dating them.
Oh,
you
hell
know,
no, yeah.
kind of thing. But I female doesn't work well for me. People who use she, her pronouns. How about that?
Yay!
So when my she, her friends were dating guys, and they were talking about, if I ever tell him I'm sad or upset, there were so many times that I heard this narrative of, and then he's just immediately digging into fixing it. And if what he does or what I suggest that he can do doesn't fix it, rather than
there's resentment.
Then there's resentment, and there can be aggression, and there can be like, you said this would work, or going, I don't know how to do this, I'm not doing it right, or what else can I do?
Right. And there's a lot of basically, again, making it about the person who's trying to help, which is, I'm not saying people are doing it on purpose, but so I'm saying this is somebody who's been depressed, and sometimes it really sucks where I'm like, dude, this is how about we spend it all with you? Like, that is a trap. That, like, regardless of whether or not people feel like it is, Sayori has already said that she's like, I feel like I am a burden, and that I am pointless, and that I am only here to experience pain, and then going, I'm just in your way. This is me.
And then you say, oh, you know what? I'll drop everything for you. And you're going, that confirms that I'm even more in your way.
And that I am actually a mess.
And that I am a burden because all you can think to do is to give up your entire life to take care of me.
Right?
And like, that is actually a real burden. Like, I've seen it happen to friends. It's happened to me.
Yep.
I've seen it happen to other people where they're just like, and then I said I was sad, and the person, and that I felt like a burden. They're like, let me drop everything to help you with that. And you're like, no, that is more of a burden, and you feeling like you cannot engage in the rest of your life without caretaking for me because I admitted I was sad.
Right?
And then it makes you feel more guilty and more unhappy, and it's frustrating. And then they're trying to fix it, and you're going, I don't know how to receive this fix because I'm just sad that you're dropping your life to try and do something when I know you can't.
Yeah, like I feel this is not going to end well. Like, if this is where the horror comes from, and as far as I understand, I guess it's supposed to be more psychologial, I'm like, this is going to end really badly.
I say this is a psychological issue, and this is very interesting display of essentially how men are expected to approach romance. Mm-hmm. And there's this level of like...
Or even the assumption that that's the way you solve it, too. Like, everything will be solved with I just love you enough. Or
I would say, one, that love solves everything. Two, that a good romance solves everything.
Yeah.
And three, that just this idea, if I love you enough, if I give enough, if I do enough, it fixes you.
I have heard actually even horrible stories about people who've talked about it where they're like, I got together with this partner and they were just like, yeah, but we're together, why are you so unhappy?
Or why are you ever unhappy?
Right. Well, we're having a good time, aren't we? Going, yeah, we're having a great time. But you're still sad. What's wrong? And it's like, they take it as basically it's their fault. They're wrong. And you're like, this doesn't have anything to do with you.
And it does again. And there's this sort of training that you receive, and that I've only experienced from the, being trained as a girl kind of thing, of that you're supposed to fix your partner's problems, that you are responsible and accountable for their emotional experience. That sure, they can be unhappy about something outside of you, like, their job didn't go well, or, maybe they had an accident, or, something was disappointing, but their overall state of experience you're responsible for. Right. So if they have a little disappointment, that's fine, but one, you being present should be able to cheer them up. And two, they cannot experience overall depression if they're happy with you or if you're making them happy. It's a really toxic and exhausting narrative, and it has complicated every relationship I've had. Yes. And I've only recently become really aware of it. At any rate, whole day with you.
So this is also, though, real quick, I'm just going to say,
please.
If anybody has any problems like this, please try to just suggest they get help. Professional fucking help, because to do this to someone is terrible.
And try to offer to support them through that, because finding professional help can be a challenge.
Yeah.
It can, if the first person you go to, again, isn't a good fit, or is offering you things that are scary, or even approaches you in a way that's uncomfortable, that is not the experience of professional help. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is a experience.
And that is a single professional. That is not the whole overarching thing.
At all.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Spend it all with you. It's what I want.
So you should do what I want.
I promise. That's so guilt-inducing.
I think that would be nice. Then, if it's for you, and I'm doing something for you.
Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this had to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. That's guilt. Like that. Okay, I'm not saying that splat means to do that, but saying something like that out loud can be incredibly hurtful to the other person. Going, oh God, again, I'm a huge mess. I'm in your life. But yeah, that's the same.
And it's again sort of listening to the words. When somebody that you care about tells you that they're struggling, try to listen to what they're saying. When she specifically said, "I'm a burden, I'm in your way," kind of thing,
right?
And then you going, "I will reorder my entire life to fix this," like that confirms, yes, you are a burden, and my life cannot proceed until you're taken care of. Well, it confirms that statement.
And I'm not saying that there's not any thought behind that of going, God damn it, I really want to help you, and there's all this stuff. Uh-huh. But there's also that lingering but.
There is.
And there's also that level of going too, of you're just sort of pointing out, again, of going this is you're inconvenient. And even if you don't mean it that way, it's also, you're dealing with somebody who is depressed, truly well, and even people who are not clinically depressed, sometimes just getting depressed enough. And I'm not going to tell you what enough is, because I get tired of people gatekeeping the shit out of it. But I'm just when people are depressed, they really will be it doesn't matter what you say, this instant recognition of going, oh, I really am in your way. They really can feel that regardless of what your intent is.
And you don't necessarily need to again, it's limited because the dialogue is limited. So it can be scary to then go, well, I need to police myself. I need to be really careful with my words. The important piece is having a thoughtful dialogue, and even sort of asking questions. If they go, I'm only in your way, you can say, what do you mean about that? What does that mean?
Right.
And you could, and if they go well, I don't know, I just am always bringing you down. And you could say, okay, I don't feel like that's happening. Maybe you could describe what that experience is like for you.
Right.
And those are therapy tools.
Right.
On the other hand, that they probably need therapy kind of thing. But also it can be one of those things of just going, if they feel like they're a burden, and if you haven't been engaging with them much, and then you suddenly drop everything and want to reorder your entire life to engage with them, that level of massive swing, if you're making any immediate massive changes, then it can be really sort of startling for the person who's upset.
Right. As I would honestly say, based on my experiences, and again, neither of us are professionals, but the big thing is probably what you want to do is do your own research and go, what are ways that I can help my friend who is depressed, or help someone who is depressed? Mm-hmm. Tools that I can use. And you're specifically looking for tools, actual things you can do, while you're trying to also tell the person, though, to go get help. And trying to encourage them and being positive about it, and, maintaining, basically going, if you need help for anything, I can be here for you. Are you afraid about anything? Hey, let's talk to our school counselor about it, maybe.
And it can also be one of those things of, if there are no adults involved, in the way that none exist in this game.
Oh God, tell me about it.
It can make it a lot harder. So it's really important to also have other people in your life that you can trust.
Right. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please, don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. Subtext, I really wouldn't forgive me.
But it's almost time for Natsuki to come meet me in my house. And at the very least, do you want to come along and help out then? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. What?
I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. That is actually really good language. Sayori is is displaying a lot more awareness here than Splat is. Like, Sayori sounds like she's been engaging with her experience and been aware of it for some time. Like, for me, I didn't know I was depressed when I was a kid. And I was one of those very ray of sunshine kind of kids. Everyone, you're always so happy. And very much as an adult, that's kind of the case with me, too, is I'm generally very enthusiastic, very friendly, very lighthearted, very ultimate faith in humanity. Everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt.
I also love the fact that people are also just genuinely like, well, you just don't care also of the fact that you're so happy, or you're just super not connected. So that
you
kind
have no awareness at all. Yeah,
I know some people that really did not like my friend, and the person actually that I was dating at the time really had some serious issues with my good friend Lies of just going, well, she's super airheaded, blah, 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 whatever. And I was kind of like, wow, you are really judgy.
She doesn't
just because she won't engage in your drama.
The weight of the world and real things. She's so immature. And you know what? I might be, baby. It's possible.
And you know what? Sometimes maybe that's okay. Again, I'm not engaging in your drama. Why should I?
I say, but it is one of those things. It's just... It's cool that she's aware, and I like that she understands her own language, but it's frustrating to watch Splat being a lot less aware and having demonstrated a lot of really questionable behaviors, if this were real life, being her primary, if not sort of only friend.
Right.
Because the other people in the book club don't seem like she treats them or reacts to them as friends, more like just like good acquaintances, just like social group.
Right.
You understand, right?
Well, I guess in the next one, we will hope that Splat will start to understand.
Maybe.
And again, it is a learning process, so I hate to say this, but really don't beat yourselves up if you guys have ever dealt with anybody who's been depressed and you didn't know how to help them. But again, sometimes due to the fact that I love how much more access we do have to the internet, you really can start to basically go check out multiple sources, because don't just limit yourself to one experience, but kind of going and sort of starting to make a template kind of based off of what you're seeing if you're going to interact more and try to support someone who has those issues. Because it is a complex thing and everybody can react to it differently. And again, I will say, still though, try to encourage them to go see a specialist.
I still do love the fact though that the big confession wasn't, I've loved you forever. That was so amazing.
I know!
That was so
Damn,
good.
subversive as hell. Alright, well, thank you very much, guys, though, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with this. Please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. Got some links in the description down below, and I will have been Scandal, actually.
And if anything we say doesn't sound like it's the right fit for you, we're just explaining the best of our understanding. So please, if you know something that works for you and we haven't said it, 1, you can share it if you want to, or 2, disregard anything that doesn't feel right for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? And I have been Les.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!